The Hunger Games makes a great depiction of real life and real circumstances, poverty, war, and the proclaimed elite society, the billionaires in charge, and so on. So I, as much as most of you, wondered what is the reason behind this. Are the people in Hollywood mocking us, telling us what will come, or are they just people that had enough of the world's misery and wanted to showcase the real picture through science fiction? Or they just made a normal movie based on their imagination? Regardless of what was their initial intent, they managed to spark conspiracies and lead viewers to believe it resembles the wars that are currently going on and the state of our world as we know it. There are three sections that the creators made perfectly and managed to get this movie to be unique rather than boring. First segment is what is it that made the movie liked and actually good. Second one is how this type of writing works and how it blends with real life. And the third and the most important part of it all is why does it work, what makes it feel true and almost as if they are like the Simpsons and are predicting the future. So stay till the end to find out. Let's begin. First segment. What is it? Well, it is simple yet not so much. They have made lovable characters, the poor people, they have made a hateable villains, the elites, they have made people in the middle that change when they have pretended for so long to be one of the elites just so they don't end up dead or with the poor nation. But it is not that easy. The combination and the proper stacking of those elements with the entire narrative is what matters. They portrayed how bad the situation is, how all the people are scared of the rebellion and how they rebelled once and now the elites are using it as manipulation to stop any future ones, showing the part of our world that most of us are blind for or intentionally refuse to see. How the rich and powerful use our emotions, our fears, and everything else to stop us from fighting back. Just like with COVID, they created the fear don't go out, put a mask on, or your grandma will die, and so on. They showed a point of view about the people in power that we aren't able to see in real life, but we all know it is true. They showed a point of view of the poor and miserable. Yes, most of us have seen them in real life, but it's not like we could have felt what they felt. I'm talking for most of us. Yes, there are people that have lived through horrendous stuff, but to actually have a bird's view of all those people and to know that all the people on the planet, except for the elites, live like that is striking differently. Also, the people that have woken up and decided to change sides, like the people that prepared Katniss for the battles, we have some of them as well in real life, but they don't have a common goal in order to reveal that they are actually good. Until they have stayed for so long, they seem as corrupt and power hungry as all the others. So to answer the question on what exactly they have done is to show a future that seems somehow possible to us and gives us hope that people will try to prevent it, and if it for some reason it happens, we can unite like the characters in the movie. So the question that transforms into the answer, which is hope. Just wanted to insert here a reminder to not forget to like and subscribe so we can all unify, have hope for the better future and take action. Thank you all, let's continue. The second segment is how the writing style works. This type is hard to write. Revolutions, rebellions, and so on are hard because your actor's game, your script, your setting of the movie, all of these have to be on point to make the viewer believe how bad the situation is and to root for the rebels to win. The one thing they did great is to obviously show the common enemy, the one thing that is torturing them, the elites. While in life it is a lot harder to distinct exactly who is to blame. Are the politicians, are the corporations, all of them have a role in the world problems. While in the Hunger Games, the population is far less and combined into one location, which makes unity easier. Unity is the special word that in both real life and in the movie, the people in power hate the most. In life, they know that we don't have a common enemy, but the anger builds up. So they play with us and they direct that anger against one another. In the movie, they have done the same. The anger was directed towards the other districts because your chosen champions will fight theirs, and it worked. But as I said, the people were far closer to each other, so eventually it beat the oppressors back and the people woke up. So to answer the question on how it works, you need in this type of writing to properly write unity. Viewers need to feel as if they are part of the unity in the movie, the one big goal, and to sit tight and hope for the characters to find a way to stop these villains. And we are going finally to the most important part. Why does all of this work? Well, when you consider the first 2 points combined, the thing left is action. What I mean is, unlike in our world where we are all divided and very few people take actual action towards a better future, in the movie you can clearly see that when hope and unity are combined. They just have to be propelled with action, and the characters do so. The misery and hate towards the people in power builds up, and people slowly but surely start to fight back. One by one, the districts leave the fear to the side and start to rebel until the entire nation is one and they fight as one. But they took the first step. They refused to bend the knee. So, when you put all of these together, even if you haven't even remotely came close to oppression like this, if you have lived a comfortable life, your parents were rich or whatever, you still saw even the slightest part of poverty. Maybe you had a friend that was living without parents, or you saw a homeless guy outside, or a group of them. Regardless of your situation, deep down inside, you know that this outcome is somewhat possible. The outcome of war, the outcome of oppression, they were instilled in you, one way or another, through social media, through the news. They try desperately to divide us by using propaganda, by telling us that there is nothing to rebel against, that other nations are to blame for everything, and so on and so forth. President Snow and the others did a similar thing in the movie. They directed the anger against other districts, removing the focus from the actual villain, the people in power. So why does it work? Well, because they show you the human spirit to be free, to decide on his own, to have hope, to unify, to take action, and last but not least, to win and prevail. So you see, the fiction is not so different from reality, so we can take a different look and actually learn something from it. Hope, unity, and action is what it takes. So to combine it in one big circle, I wanted to tell you that they made everything right. They showed all the points of view, they united the people, they showed how bad they felt and what they had to deal with, and how the people in power use everything they can, especially propaganda, to brainwash everybody into believing this is the future and it is okay to be like that, while they enjoyed watching them from the top of the mountain. Why it comes close to real life? Well, it actually happens in real life. It's just that the scale is different and we are separated by borders and by thousands of miles, and we can't actually see the true part of it all as clearly as the people who are actually living in it. But in my opinion, we are living in a version of the Hunger Games when we exclude the actual fighting for survival against one another. So love each other more, stay together, unify, and take action. Thank you.